what memories, what moments. I mean, that's something special.
I agree.
Oh, and talking about something special, that's another song that I was listening to.
So something special is going to happen tonight. Patti
Yes,
LaBelle.
yes, and that too. I was listening to, and then after I had known you, I looked again, and there's Allan Rich. Something special. Oh my God.
Well, you know, and that ended up being and it ended up in two movies. Outrageous Fortune it was used in, and it was used in the Alan Alda movie. It was an amazing thing. That was my first big break. Howie Rice, the record producer, gave it to me.
Oh, that was your first big break.
Yeah, you know, yes, you know what happened was, you know, that it's a famous story in the music industry. I worked at the Source restaurant during the week, and on the weekends, I had a shoe job selling shoes at Venice Beach.
Yeah.
And they were beautiful, like Capezio soft Australian leather shoes, but they were all in greens, oranges, reds, blues, browns. So all the rock musicians came to buy them. And Robert and Susan, my friend, who we were friends, and he was a songwriter as well. And he said, you know, we get a lot of music people who buy these shoes, and he could not understand because this was a day when you sold things in Venice Beach for $2 and $3. I could sell 25 to 30 pair of shoes a day at $52 a pair. Because when I love something, I can sell it.
Yeah.
But they had a rack of junk with holes in it for $2 and $3, and I refused. I said, I will refuse. I will not sell this to people. But I could sell those shoes.
Yeah.
And he said that this record producer had bought 10 pair of shoes, and if he ever came to buy pair 11, and I was there, he introduced me. And Howie Rice came to buy pair 11, and Robert introduced me to him, and he asked me if I had any. At those days, we used cassettes. I sent him a cassette, or I played him. I gave him a cassette right then and there. And one night at 3 o'clock in the morning, the phone rang, and I'm thinking, "Oh my God, who's calling at 3 o'clock in the morning?" And he said, "Hi." I said, "Who is this?" He said, "This is Howie Rice, and I really like your songs." And of course, my initial reaction, which I did not say, was, "Couldn't you like them at 9 a.m. instead of 3 o'clock in the morning?" But you know, but I was so thrilled as a songwriter to get someone to acknowledge your songs, and so because songwriters get so much rejection, I just went to bed so happy that someone acknowledged me and my songs, and he said, we should get together and write something sometime. The only problem is I could never get him on the phone ever again, and I was very devastated. And I thought, well, I could chalk it up to another flaky record producer, or I could somehow turn lemons into lemonade. And so I've done a lot of crazy I Love Lucy things in my life to try to get things happening. And so I got this brainstorm, and I decided that I was going to set my alarm for 3 o'clock in the morning and call him at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was scared that I was going to wake him up. But I did. I set my alarm for 3 o'clock in the morning, and I called him. And what do you know? I got him on the phone. So I knew that this could be the only time, because he worked in the middle of the night. So I knew that this was the only time, this could be the only time I get him. So I somehow bamboozled my way to get dressed out of my pajamas and go to his house at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's what I did. For like 7 or 8 months, or even longer. 7 months later, I had 3 gold and platinum records. I had two songs on Patty's Platinum Winner and You record. And then he told me he was going to work with Gladys Knight. And he said, "Do you have anything for Gladys?" And I had this song idea. And I wrote it with my friend Jeff Pizzetto, and Howie finished it. And next thing I know, I'm in the recording studio with Gladys Knight and the Pips. And it was a #1 R&B song. And then after that, one of the great moments for me was he said, "I may be producing Barry Manilow. And if I do, you're the perfect collaborator for him." Next thing I know, it was in April. And he says, "Pick me up in 20 minutes. We're going to Barry Manilow's house." I said, "Are you kidding me?" I had a little.
And this wasn't in the morning, though, right?
No, but I had a little dirty car, and I said, "How can I go to a celebrity's big famous driveway with my stupid little filthy car?" He said, "I don't care if it's filthy. You're picking me up in 20 minutes, and we're going." And we ended up writing 3 songs for his Manilow record, and 2 of them were singles, and it was, and Barry was so wonderful to me. I still love Barry so much till this day. Um, but you know, Barry didn't care that I didn't have a lot of credentials. He cared that I came recommended, and you know, it was very scary, but I delivered. And
Well, I'm listening to all these albums that you're talking about that you wrote for, and I have to say, what those were some of their best albums. I mean, again, I mean, Patti LaBelle. That was the album that I kept. That was the one I loved.
no, it's true. Barry's had so many incredible records. I wish I had been on. I wish I had met Barry earlier in my life because he was honestly, when I was a young struggling singer songwriter, he was. I'd listen to his records and just dream. He moved and touched me so much. His songs still do. You know, whenever I would do a show, I put on some Barry Manilow music before I did the show, just to get in touch with my heart.
Yeah.
Because Barry's songs always did that to me, um, and to have worked with him, you know. And then we wrote a few songs after that together. I've seen him, but we haven't worked in a lot of years together. But he's one of the most important people that I will always be grateful for in my life.
Uh, uh, I mean, these stories, I could throw out a name in these stories. What about Tina Turner?
That was the easiest cut Jed and I ever got. Most of the cuts have been, you know, sweat producing, holding your breath producing, on again, off again, on again, off again, where you think you're going to have a heart attack. But Danny Goodwin, who worked, I think was at Virgin at the time, was my neighbor in Laurel Canyon. I had a little house in Laurel Canyon. And he called me up. He said, Alan, there's this track from these two guys in Europe that Tina really loves. You want to write a lyric to it? I said, are you kidding? I'll be right over. I got the cassette. I played it for Judd. We wrote the melody. We wrote part of the melody, but we wrote the whole lyric, sent it back. Next thing I know, the song was recorded. And if you go online, the song was called Thief of Hearts.
Mhm.
And if you go online, there's a little video of Tina talking about how much she loved the song. And the minute she heard it, she knew that she had to record it. And that makes me feel so nice. It wasn't a single, um, but I think it went gold or platinum. I never met her, but I did go to her concert.
Yeah.
And that was one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to in my life.
I remember I saw Tina in concert once, and she's definitely in the top 3 concerts I've ever
I
been to.
agree. Barry's in the top 2
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Barry and Tina are in my top. And Barbara, of course, too.
We'll talk about Barbara. I mean, that song, that's another one of my favorite songs. I mean, how did that come about?
That was divinely inspired.
Yeah.
Marcia Mallett and the late dear friend of mine, Dorothy C. Gaisley, we specifically wrote a song, got in a room to write a song for Barbara. We didn't know it at the time, I don't think, but we just wanted to write an inspirational song. And when we got finished, we looked at each other and said, you know, I don't think we wrote the song. I think the song came from heaven and we just were open to receive it.
Yeah.
And then we said, this is a Barbra Streisand song. And so we, you know, here's what's so crazy. We made a pact, all 3 of us, that we were not going to play the song for one recording artist until Barbara heard it.
Yeah.
And that was a 5-year journey. We waited 5 years to play the song for Barbara until it got recorded. But, and here's, you know, Barbara wanted a line change. For some reason she didn't like, I do believe there's a higher power. At the time, maybe higher power sounded airy fairy, you know, like, you know, a little in the ether. And so Jay Landers requested that we change the line. And I had met Barbara at the Academy Awards when I was nominated for Run to You. Linda Thompson introduced me to Barbara, and the great thrill was introducing my Jewish mother to Barbra Streisand.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty special. But then I said to Barbara, you know, I understand that you're interested in one of my songs. She said, oh, which song? And I said, Lessons to Be Learned. And she paused and she pointed her finger and she goes, oh, that's a good song. But then she said, but you do know there's a line that needs to be changed in that song. So I knew that she really knew the song. She just wasn't humoring me because I'd already gotten a request to change the line, but she
Yeah.
ended up keeping it. We threw other lines out, but she ended up keeping it. But here's the real drama.
Yeah.
3 months before the record's supposed to come out, Jay Landis calls me and said, Alan, I have very bad news for you. The song's not making the record. I said, what are you talking about? We've waited 5 years. He said, for some reason, Barbara just can't seem to get a grasp on how to approach the vocal. For some reason.
Hmm.
And so it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just can't even believe this is happening.
Yeah.
Well, Walter Afanasieff, the legendary producer and songwriter who wrote, All I Want for Christmas with Mariah and a zillion other hit songs, and just produced some of the most gorgeous records, was producing Barbara.
Yeah.
And I think I have him to thank for saving our song, because he said to Barbara, Jay Landis told me, Barbara, I think if you would approach the song like this, and he gave her an example, I think you'll be able to get that vocal. And if you listen to that record, it is one of the most beautiful vocals on the whole record that she sings. And it was because of Walter Afanasieff and Jay Landis' persistence. So and
Well,
I'm grateful that the song ended up making the record, and the album sold like 6 million copies.
well, and again, it's those lyrics of that song that go right into you and just go, hello. It's just,
Well, because it was divinely inspired. My favorite lines of that song, if you listen to it, are the bridge lines. No matter how many times you stumble and fall, the greatest lesson is loving yourself through it all. I love those lines. I have a very hard time living them, but I love them.
well,
You know,
you're such a healer through your music. I mean, it's those songs I would play over and over. I'm sorry if I get a little verklempt sometimes, but those were healing moments when I was having a bad time or whatever. Those songs would heal me. They would save me.
well, thank you for saying that. But I listened to the song as well when I'd need some encouragement, or when I was really down and out. My Ray Charles song that I wrote with Judd happened out of, I was feeling incredibly down,
Yeah.
and I need, I'm not a religious person, but I'm a spiritual person. I am religious. I'm Jewish, and I'm proud of it. And I go to synagogue for the holidays, and I was brought up in a kosher home, but I was really feeling blue.
Yeah.
And I decided I was going to have a talk with God, and I wrote the song called "So Help Me God." And I gave the lyric to Judd. I wrote the whole lyric by myself, um, and Judd said, "Well, I don't think I'm really going to write a melody to it, because who's going to record a song with the word God in the title?" And then in the middle of the night, the song haunted him, and he heard this melody, and he wrote this gorgeous melody to the song.
Hmm.
Um, and Aretha wanted to do it, and Ray Charles wanted to do it, but Ray Charles got to it first, and Richard Perry, the legendary producer, produced it, and Judd was involved in the production as well, I think. But um, um, that song was, let's see, I'll just can remember a little of the lyric, hopefully. I am lost. I've been led astray. Once again, I need your light and love to lead the way. I know I don't deserve it, but I promise it's the end. If you rescue me just one more time, you'll never have to do it again. So help me God, so help me God, so help me God. And we use "so help me God" both ways, and it's the truth. I can't tell you a lie. You're the only one who's been there for me each and every time. Um, I wrote that to God. I just was asking for help to help me through this. And and you know, I got a hit from a little heartache, or I got a special, song. That's what happens.
Mhm.
And Ray Charles did such a beautiful job on it.
Oh yeah. I,
So
I I was listening to it this morning, and I was going, it's just
it was supposed to be in the pre too. It was left on the cutting room floor.
the what?
The song "So Help Me God" was supposed to be in the preacher's wife, and our Christmas song that we wrote for Whitney, "Giving You My Heart for Christmas," was supposed to be on Christmas on Whitney's Christmas record, but unfortunately, it was supposed to be recorded the last day of the recording sessions, and unfortunately, Whitney didn't show up for the session, and that was the end of the recording sessions, and our song didn't happen, and that always hurt me because I love the song for Whitney, and she would have done such a great job. Anyway, I don't know how much time we have. We've talked, an hour has gone by so fast.
I know.
I don't know if we have, how much more time do we actually have?
Whatever you want.
If you want, we can play one or two songs and we can end it at that.
Okay. Okay.
I think what might be fun was when Judd and I wrote James Newton with legendary film composer James Newton Howard. We wrote the song for the first time from the movie One Fine Day with Michelle Pfeiffer and George Clooney.
Yes.
And we were lucky enough to be nominated for another Oscar, another Grammy, and a Golden Globe. I won't go into the whole story, but I will just tell you that Kenny Loggins recorded it for the movie and could release it as a single.
Yeah.
But Rod Stewart recorded it for his greatest hits record. He wasn't allowed to release it as a single. It was supposed to be the follow-up single to Have I Told You Lately? And Rod Stewart's manager said, "Boy, would you guys have been multi-millionaires if you would have let us release it." But there was some sort of film commitment for Kenny Loggins. So, but we still won. They both recorded it. So I think we should play a little verse and a chorus of each version. You'll hear how beautiful and how different both versions are. So if you want, I think you have it, Kenny Loggins version.
Kenny Loggins, we'll play.
We'll play that first, and then we'll play Rod Stewart's. They're both so beautiful and so different.
Are those your eyes? Is that your smile? I've been looking at you forever, but I never saw you before. Are these your hands holding mine? Now I wonder how I could have been so blind. And for the first time, I'm looking in your eyes. For the first time, I'm seeing who you are. I can't believe how much I see when you're looking back at me. Now I understand what love is. Love is for the first time.
Now let's play a little piece of Rod Stewart.
Could this be real?
So pretty.
It's gorgeous. And Kenny is like, I grew up loving him.
Listen to Rod. It's beautiful too.
Are those your eyes? Is that your smile? I've been looking at you forever, yet I never saw you before. Are these your hands holding mine? Now I wonder how I could have been so blind. And for the first time, I am looking in your eyes. For the first time, I'm seeing who you are. I can't believe how much I see when you're looking back at me. Now I understand what love is. Love is for the first time.
So beautiful, both of them.
Oh my God.
So romantic.
Just,
Both of them.
just beautiful.
So I think we can end it. Let's play the original demo of I Don't Have the Heart and 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 then the James Ingram #1 version.
Okay.
And I think you have it.
I do.
And I'll just tell you that the demo was done by a woman.
Okay.
The
Oh,
original demo was.
I wanna tell you one thing. I saw the performance the other night.
Oh, Ronnie.
Going back, yeah, with Ronnie and the song, the Barbara Streisand song that we love so much.
Well, you mean for Barbara's birthday for Project Angel Food with Clifford Bell?
And I tell you, Ronnie blew that out of the water. It was incredible.
That thing right there is fine.
Hello?
Hey, are you guys still there?
We're still here. We're still here. We're a little frozen right now.
Oh, well, that's good because I was trying to get away from the video thing.
Oh
And
my
so that's
God.
why you can't see me, but I wanted to say to Allan, congratulations again. You're just outdoing yourself.
Well, Ronnie Martin, I can't tell you how many comments I got about your performance. Everyone says, I got to know about this girl. She's incredible.
Oh, well, thank you. I was so honored. I was so honored and flattered.
Well, I'm so surprised you're on here, but I can't wait till you can do your live show again, because you know I'm going to bring everybody to come see you.
And I've got 2 of your songs. It's going to be in my live show, from Lessons to Be Learned to I Don't Have the Heart.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, I'll
Yeah.
be there. Well, but you know I'm going to bring a whole. Listen, I brought a table of people last time. I'm with you and Terry Steele, but when you do it again, I'm going to bring you a lot more than that.
We appreciate it. We really do. So congratulations again. Have a great rest of the show that you're doing right now.
Thank you. A big hug.
And I'll see you.
Thank you for doing such a great job.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. David, thank you for the invite. I told David to tell you that I'm under construction, so therefore I cannot be seen on video today.
It happens. You should.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go and take care of myself now. So appreciate you guys so much, and we will talk sooner than later.
Oh, definitely. We love you.
All right, love you both. Bye.
Bye.
They say there's a universal plan for every woman, for every man. I do believe there's a higher power, but in our darkest hour, it's hard to understand. So we start to question, we start to doubt, we lose faith in what life's all about. Why did the right road take the wrong turn? Why did our hearts break? Why'd we get burned? Just like the seasons, there are reasons for the paths we take, but there are no mistakes, just lessons to be learned. Don't give up, keep on looking deep inside. Let your heart be your guide. 'Cause there's a gift for those who keep believing. You'll find what you've been needing is right before your eyes. You'll hold the answer in your hands. There
This is great. So this is the original demo for I Don't Have
Correct.
a Heart.
And this is the legendary Laurie Perry for the Perry Sisters singing the demo.
Your face is beaming. You say it's 'cause you're dreaming of how good it's going to be. You say you've been around, and now you finally found everything you wanted and needed in me. I don't have the heart to hurt you. It's the last thing I'd wanna do, but I don't have the heart to love you, not the way you want me to.
Okay, you see, she put so much heart in it.
Gorgeous.
And James Ingram's version. Now, of course, on the right side, the house next door to me is under construction, and now the gardener is here. Can you hear the?
Oh, I can't hear a thing.
Okay, good. I'm glad. So
So-
now play a little James, and we'll call it a day.
Okay. This is so much fun.
I could do this all. This has been a ball, and you're a very good interviewer. You really are. I'm not just saying that.
Well, I just, I want to take the journey and it's a relaxed, fun time, just hanging out with friends.
I thank you for wanting to do it, and let's listen to James, and we'll sign off.
Your face is beaming. You say it's 'cause you're dreaming of how good it's going to be. You say you've been around, and now you finally found everything you wanted and needed in me. I don't have the heart to hurt you. It's the last thing I wanna do, but I don't have the heart to love you, not the way you want me to.
Fortunately, we lost James way too early.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the greatest male singers in the business. Oh, I always feel sad about that.
Yeah. It's shocking when that happens. Yeah. Just
So we could go on for, we might have to do segment 2 in the future.
I'd love it.
Any more
I know
stories?
everybody would, and by the way, thank you for coming to Performing Arts Studio West and Meet the Biz. All the students loved you. I mean, that,
Well, it's been a few years now. Once we can get back in the swing of things again, I'll come back again because it was so much fun.
it was, yeah, truly everybody loved you. And then being at the Catalina Jazz Club.
That was fun too.
Thank you.
So thank you for wanting to do this. I had a ball, and I adore you, but you did a fantastic interview. I think you're an actor, you do a lot of different things, but you're a damn good interviewer.
Thank you.
David, I'll see you soon, hopefully.
Yes.
Virtual hug, and everybody who's listening, thank you for taking the time to listen, and stay safe.
Thank you. Be well.
You too. Bye.
Love you.
Love you too.